I haven't seen these lights for at least a year and a half. I keep them shelved in there somewhere, and because of the heat and everything. So today, one of the coolest products I could ever receive is this LED transformation for the Arri 650. So no more hot lights, no more gloves. And the reason why I definitely wanted to upgrade to this LED is because of the German craftsmanship Fresnel. Because when you buy this little Chinese Fresnels here, it's not the same thing, even though it looks the same. Has the same kind of glass, but trust me, this is not the same as compared to a German craftsmanship. As soon as I spot that on the wall, there's a big difference. I mean, those come pretty close, but this is precision right here, and this has been a precision lighting for years. I mean, those are brand new Arris. As you can see, they don't have any scratch on it. They're like, they don't even have dust. So in this video, I'm gonna be covering everything from installation to light shaping on the wall over there, the power consumption, the things that says in the manual, everything they want to know about these lights. We're going to be doing a whole lot of tests today here, so let's do this. Talking about first impressions here, the first thing you're going to notice when you open the box, instead of the usual bubble wrap that most people send on a box, they actually provide a custom foam for the lights so nothing shakes inside, and they're even kind enough to provide all the tools with a wrench and everything for you to have no problems whatsoever installing this light from the very beginning. Remove the lamp. Next, you're going to unscrew this with the tool provider. I kind of unscrewed half away just to expedite the video here. So you can actually put your finger behind this wheel here, which does the clicking thing, right? So when you finish removing the screws, you can manually finish the rest. And the same thing for the other one here. There are 2 screws. Next, this should lift up very easily. There you go. Next, you need to make sure this is somewhat in the middle, towards the front, somewhere around here. You can play around with the distance to see how well this unit will fit here. As you can see, this has the same rising as the bulb has. So this has to be aligned right here in the center. And this part over here should be aligned where the mirror was, with the mirror bracket mount. It feels like I have everything aligned. Push it down. There you go. Seems like it's connected. I've seen one person reporting before on the review that you have to actually move the ground here to somewhere else. I don't think that's actually accurate because as you can see, I just installed this lamp here and the light can freely move back and forth just like the original lamp was. And this is my ground stuff over here, which I did not touch. So pretty much you're gonna align the lamp here, be gentle with everything, don't do nothing in a rush, push it down gently, and that's pretty much it. This is the very first time I ever installed this. I just received this lamp here, and I can't wait to see how it's gonna perform. Now let's check the power consumption this LED consumes versus the 600 and some watts there. 45 watts. Is that ridiculous of what compared to the whole 600 watts this thing usually draws, or if not more. We have about 45 watts of power consumption. Amperage is 0.4 amps. Now let's try doing the same thing with the actual Arri bulb. And we have about 645 watts or a whole 5.4 amps. Now we're doing a comparison between both Arris. One, it's got the LED lights, which is this one, and the other one obviously it's got the halogen version. And as you can see, they're both aligned, and the legs are in the same, using the carpet here to have the same exact distance, and the spots are pretty much identical, other than the color temperature. Shooting at 30 frames per second, ISO 800, which is the native ISO of most cinema cameras. And the only thing they want to pay attention here is the f-stop. As long as you don't change any values, this ISO setting doesn't matter. I'm just checking to see the intensity in f-stops. So let's start with the LED version. That should be the sweet spot right here. 16.5. Now let's try the halogen. 16.8, 16.9. So as you can see, it's like 0.3 stops difference in brightness. It's not even a half a stop, it's like a third of a stop. And that's pretty much it. Now let's go full flood. There you go. Now I'm gonna turn off the one of the lights, because when they go full flood, it gets mixed, you know. So let's try the halogen here. So it's pretty much 8.3. Turn this on here and turn this one off. Now let's see what's going on. So we were at 8.3, 8.2, 8.3. So it's pretty much identical, the two lights. Now the next test that I'm going to be doing here is to see how well these lights will shape. Okay, so this is the LED version. And the tungsten version. So as you can see, everything is identical to whatever you want to do with the original Arri hot lights or the LED. So you can pretty much do exactly the same thing that you do with either one, the LED version or the hot version. Now if you care to read the manual, which is always a wise idea, especially a lamp of this price over here, you're going to find there's a switch in the front here with the letter S and the letter L, which you can switch here or back there. So the S stands for the standard, which is the way you're going to use this on the studio, because if you need more power, all you're going to do is to bring the light a little bit closer to the subject, but when you are on location, depending on the situation, you can't really move the light or the sun is too bright, right? So here's a shot of the manual here, so you can actually freeze the screen if you want. And this is the back of the unit. It also explains the whole thing about the switch here. I'm so glad that I can actually use this as a daylight with my bunch of other LEDs over there. So this is pretty cool. Now the fan mechanism here, this is how it works. When I have the light moved over here, the fan actually blows the hot air on the back. It doesn't actually blow air on into the heat sink, so because I can feel some heat over here. So it's about 104 degrees or 110 or something like that. That's as hot as it can get. This has been on for quite some time. And this is one of the heat sink right now, pointing right at the thing. 103, 114, 122. So I'm going all the way around here. I'd like to see 125. So as you can see, it's no hotter than your attic or even cooler on a very hot day. Let's see the temperature of the actual bulb, which I would guess is about 160 degrees. 150, there you go. That's just what I thought. Whereas with any other LEDs I measured before, it's 170 or something, 180, something like that, which is normal for an LED of this power. Now keep in mind that the air here is kind of limited to escaping, you know, so the light will tend to get a little hotter than your normal mono lights and everything, because with the actual bulb on the Arri here, you can actually, I forgot this is not a LED light. I just opened the light, super hot. Holy crap. Okay, anyway. The bulb here shines all over the place, as you can see. So that's why you need this door closed. Ouch. So this light here, if you want to actually leave it open, it's not really a big deal. I'm turning off the light. This is the exposure on my hand with the regular room lights over here. And turning it on, It's not really a lot going on, so you can actually leave this thing open if you want. But this thing is built to be closed like that. I'm just saying. Now, the fan noise, every LED of this power has to have some kind of a fan going on, of course, right, for heat dissipation. Don't change anything, don't try to remove or replace the fan, because first you're going to avoid your warranty, and whatever fan, quieter fan that you put over here, it's not going to have enough air to blow out the hot air here. So don't change their engineering, because number one, you're going to avoid your warranty, and it is as good as it gets. Now, when you turn on this light for the first time, it's going to take a little bit of time for the fan to kick in, and it starts gently, as you can hear. I'm actually filming with the iPhone on this side over here. I'm about one hand away here. Now I'm gonna back up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feet, and you tell me. If the fan noise bothers you, I think the heat on these lights, it bothers me even more. I would trade a million times a German Fresnel with the LED and a little bit of a fan noise than a quiet Arri that's gonna blow a circuit if I plug 2 or 3 of those things there, and I don't like the heat. I much rather have the LED, which I will not go back to the original, because I wish there was at least a tungsten version of the LED. I would install this in a heartbeat over there. There are a number of applications that you can use this light on location. Because it is LED and it's only drawing 45 watts, you can do music videos, you can do all kinds of things, shoot a brightening room outside, screw the fan noise. The fan noise is a little bit, it's not a whole lot. But if you want to do interviews, you gotta wait until this light cools off, and then you have a few minutes to do the interview, then shut it off. The fan will probably never kick in. I particularly don't care much about it, because again, I have converted my Arri to a daylight using my German Fresnel. I care less about the fan noise, and I don't plan to do any interviews with anybody sitting 2 or 3 feet from this light. I have another gazillion lights that I can use for my interview. I have my silent panels and my other quiet mono lights. This is great for on location, some spotlights, and I'm pretty impressed with this light. And as you can see, the light loss is like 0.3 stops. Now, since my Arri 650 Plus is now a 45 watt little light with a ton of light, I can actually have this on location where no outlets are available. And this is a pure sine wave generator, 110 volts. Never plug in these lights with cheap square wave generators. If you absolutely must take this light on location, buy a rather expensive or decent power bank that has a pure sine wave. The outlet, when you have nothing plugged in a circuit, the total harmonic distortion is less than 2%. And this device here is only 4% THD. If you buy the very cheap stuff, which is the square wave, not only the electrical appliances, they don't like the square wave. A pure sine wave is like round like this. So this is the same quality as an outlet, and this is, again, if you absolutely must take this light on location, you absolutely have to use a pure sine wave device, otherwise don't try it. So I've been doing electronics and electrical work for many years, and I know a thing or two about these things. I can't believe I'm actually plugging my Arri 650 on a power generator. AC on, and there you go. This is a pure sine wave. It has the same quality as an electrical outlet, which is about 4 THD of clean electricity. And turn it off. This should last a long time. This is rated for 300 watts. And this is only loading 45 watts over here. So I can shoot with this for hours. So I can actually move this entire stand and take it anywhere I want in the field with plenty of cord here and no outlets available. Now let's check out this dimmer here, what it does. This is at full blast right here. Then let's dim it down. Pretty cool. So next I'm going to be doing a slow motion, just testing the flicker thing here. Remember this rule here that Arri says when you have a halogen lamp here, never tilt this light above 80 degrees no matter what happens, because the light is going to explode or something, or it's going to damage the light because the way the heat rises, right? So this no longer applies because now you have an LED here, you can go all the way up or all the way down. Now the fan kicked in some more. As soon as you tilt the light somehow, again, that's why they say don't tilt this light above 80 degrees. Even with the LEDs, somehow it needs more ventilation, more air force. Okay, so this is the way it is when you're talking about high power lights. Now you notice here how this doesn't get in the way. Full spot and full flood. Once this light is on, if you touch this capacitor over here, this brown ones here, you're gonna be electrocuted by a full 110 volts. I'm an electrician myself, I'm used to electric shock, so it doesn't really bother that much, but 110 volts is a serious shock. So don't attempt to touch anything here other than this surface over here. As a matter of fact, don't touch anything inside if you can avoid it. Keep this thing closed, and if you need to service anything or to check anything here, make sure this is unplugged and turned off. Now the shotgun is actually 1 foot away from this light at this fan with the cage open. Now with the cage closed. So at least with the Arri 650 Plus, you notice that nothing was changed, nothing was required to be moved. All the ground stuff over here, the other electrical components are here. And all you gotta do is just to insert this lamp straight down, and that is it. And also remove the reflector, of course. And the fan here is actually pulling air on the back. It doesn't actually force air into the heat sink. It's actually pulling air on the back, so which you can feel on the bottom here. So when the light is in the normal position, you're gonna feel a little bit of a heat, about 110 degrees coming out of here to release the heat. So the fan doesn't blow air into the heat sink, it blows air towards the back. This is the coolest thing that I actually did to this light, and no longer collecting dust or being shelved somewhere else. I'm going to be putting into production with my other LED lights that I have. And this is very cool, and you should definitely try this out because I absolutely love it. And I also would like to see what the tungsten version of this light does. So thank you again for watching the video. Hopefully you watched the whole thing without skipping anything. That helps with the algorithms, with the watch time. And thank you very much again, and have a good day or a good night.